The fear of COVID-19 has led to a lot of panic out there. We know that shelves have been cleared of cleaning products like hand sanitizers, even basics like toilet paper.
And sadly, that fear has led to racist attacks in our state, something local and state leaders have called out.
I also want to remind folks that to be very careful about discrimination. Discrimination is against the law and should be reported to our Albuquerque Office of Civil Rights.
To blame somebody else in that context is not helpful, not proactive, not fair, will not be tolerated.
We want to make things clear tonight. The coronavirus is not specific to any race or country.
But that has not stopped people from discriminating against a certain group of folks. Joy Wang joins us. You've been speaking with folks in our Asian American community here.
That's right. Talked to a lot of people in that community, but we want to bring attention to a case at UNM where a student says someone pulled a prank on him. He had to file a police report, and not only was that prank not funny, but it also made him feel unsafe.
I quite like here, the people are friendly, most people are friendly, and the weather is much better.
Xu Yunye is a global Lobo, an international student from China, a freshman majoring in statistics and computer science.
I would say this school is more inclusive than any other university, so I didn't expect these things will happen to me.
This thing is what he's talking about.
And how did you feel in that moment when you saw what was on your door?
I feel terrified. I was terrified. I was shocked.
His dorm room door at Lobo Village covered in plastic with a sign, "Caution, keep out, quarantine." At first, he thought it was from management.
It looks very real. It's not like some kind of mischief, I guess.
It's not funny.
Not funny at all. Then I noticed that I didn't get any emails from the management team, so I was pretty sure that it was done by one of my roommates.
He reported it to the school, to police.
I just reported it as a hate incident
And moved out.
I didn't know if he can do this. What is his next step? I would definitely say that it's wisdom.
UNM says the university wasn't able to identify the specific person who did this, so they provided education to those living in the dorm with plans for more.
You cannot assume that someone has Asian descent, they are carrying these diseases. You know that now it's a pandemic, it's spreading everywhere, and I don't think that it's a good idea to assume some Asian people that are more likely to call the disease.
A few things to keep in mind. It is not okay to call COVID-19 or coronavirus the Kung flu, the Wuhan flu, or the Chinese flu. The virus is not a biological weapon developed by the Chinese, and just because someone looks a certain way does not make them more likely to get or spread the virus. Here's what local Asian American advocacy groups told me.
That we shouldn't stoop to this kind of discrimination and fear based on all this other things that are going around with the virus itself.
I myself just walking into the office, and I've worked at Asian Family Center for 10 years now, had somebody off the street pull up next to our office as I was coming in, and he just started shouting at me like, "Go back where you came from."
Just to treat it as a disease, we call it, it's a global war, so we have to treat it as, as one, and we have to find the disease as one. That's the only way to solve the problem.
And Joy, I know that you've experienced comments like this.
Yeah, I went on a family vacation back in January, and I shared some photos with people as well. And this is before any travel bans were in place and months before we had any confirmed cases in our state.
And someone said something, right?
Yeah, someone left a comment on one of those photos and said that I should not be allowed back in the USA until I have been cleared and checked by somebody.
I'm sorry, Joy.